Yeah.
Humanity's story does not begin with kings, kingdoms, or great monuments. It begins in a far older age, an age when Earth itself was still a battlefield between creation and destruction. The young planet was covered with oceans of lava, its skies filled with choking smoke and endless storms. Meteors slammed into the surface, carving craters wider than entire modern cities. Volcanoes erupted without warning, tearing the land apart and rebuilding it in fiery waves. The air was thick with ash, lightning cracked across the horizon, and the oceans boiled like cauldrons. Yet inside this chaos, something miraculous happened. The earth cooled, the storms calmed, and oceans of water settled across the surface. In these oceans, something stirred, simple molecules forming strange patterns, becoming more complex with each passing moment. A spark of life appeared, fragile yet determined. That tiny spark would become the beginning of a story so vast, so complex, that even today we struggle to understand its full meaning. Life remained microscopic for millions of years, evolving slowly. But eventually, simple cells learned to cooperate, forming multicellular creatures. Plants spread across the oceans, then reached onto the land. Creatures crawled from the water, bringing life to the continents. Forests grew, animals evolved, and ecosystems formed. Nature was experimenting, shaping the world through endless cycles of trial and error. Then came a breakthrough: intelligence. Not just instinct, but awareness. Creatures began to observe, to solve problems, to plan. And eventually, humans emerge. Early humans were not the rulers of their world. They were vulnerable, small, and constantly hunted. Yet they possessed something extraordinary: the ability to learn, imagine, and adapt faster than any other creature. They shaped stones into tools, used fire for warmth and protection, and began to communicate in ways no animal ever had. Their first homes were caves, forests, and open plains. Their first language was a mixture of gestures, sounds, and expressions. But every generation discovered something new. Humans learned to hunt in groups, track animals, and understand the cycles of nature. They invented the first simple weapons, protecting themselves from larger predators. They painted on cave walls, capturing the world around them: bison, deer, handprints, suns, and stars. These paintings were more than art, they were a record of existence, a message to the future. As humans spread across the planet, they encountered new climates, new challenges, and new dangers. Ice ages forced them to adapt or die. Massive mammoths roamed the land, and packs of saber-toothed cats lurked in the shadows. But humans persevered. They built shelters, crafted clothes from animal skins, and formed close-knit groups. Over time, families turned into tribes, and tribes cooperated for survival. The invention of agriculture changed everything. Humans discovered they could grow food instead of searching for it. They planted seeds, domesticated animals, and settled in one place. Permanent villages formed along rivers and fertile valleys. For the first time, humans had stability, and stability allowed creativity. Population grew, communities became organized, people developed specialized skills: farming, pottery, weaving, toolmaking. Excess food meant trade, and trade meant connection. Soon, the first civilizations rose. In Mesopotamia, people built ziggurats that reached toward the heavens. In Egypt, massive pyramids stood as eternal monuments to human ambition. In China, dynasties formed and philosophies took shape. In the Indus Valley, cities were planned with precision, featuring drainage systems more advanced than some modern towns. Humans created writing systems to record their knowledge, laws to guide their societies, and spiritual beliefs to explain their existence. But progress came with conflict. The more humanity achieved, the more it desired. Land, power, wealth, resources, these fueled both cooperation and competition. Armies formed, empires expanded, battles were fought not only with weapons but with ideology, culture, and diplomacy. Heroes rose to protect their people, while tyrants rose to control them. The stories of these times filled our earliest myths and histories. Humanity faced disasters that tested its resilience. Droughts destroyed crops. Floods wiped out settlements. Earthquakes shattered entire civilizations. Plagues decimated populations. Yet each time, humans learned, adapted, and rebuilt. Ideas spread along trade routes connecting continents. Mathematics traveled from the Middle East. Astronomy spread from India. Engineering expanded from Rome. Inventions moved from China: compass, paper, gunpowder, printing. Each idea reshaped the world in ways unimaginable to those who first created them. The medieval era brought both darkness and brilliance. Feudal kingdoms rose and fell. Wars erupted between nations and empires. Disease, especially the Black Death, brought suffering on an unimaginable scale. Yet science moved forward. Philosophy flourished. Medicine advanced slowly. Universities emerged, gathering scholars from across continents. People questioned old traditions, pushing humanity toward a new age of understanding. The Renaissance transformed the world. Artists studied anatomy to create lifelike paintings. Architects designed structures that balanced beauty with engineering precision. Explorers sailed across oceans, connecting continents that had never communicated before. Scientists challenged beliefs about the heavens, the earth, and humanity's place in the universe. Curiosity, creativity, and ambition ignited like wildfire. The Industrial Revolution accelerated human progress faster than ever before. Machines replaced manual labor, increasing productivity beyond imagination. Steam engines powered factories, ships, and trains, shrinking distances and connecting people. Cities grew into bustling centers of industry. Medicine began to cure diseases once considered deadly. Education became more accessible. Knowledge expanded rapidly. But with progress came inequality, pollution, and new forms of struggle. Workers demanded rights. Leaders debated ethics. Revolutions reshaped nations. Democracy spread in some places, while others fought to maintain old systems. The world was changing, and not everyone was prepared for the speed of that change. The 20th century was both humanity's greatest leap forward and its darkest chapter. Technological advancements soared: electricity, automobiles, airplanes, radio, cinema, computers. But global conflict erupted. 2 world wars left scars still visible today. Millions of lives were lost. Nations were reshaped. But even in the darkest moments, humanity's capacity for unity, compassion, and justice emerged. After the wars, countries worked together to rebuild, leading to international cooperation on a scale never seen before. Humans reached space, breaking the boundaries of Earth. Astronauts looked back at the blue planet and realized how fragile and interconnected life truly is. This view changed humanity's understanding of itself. Borders seemed smaller. Differences seemed less important. The idea of a shared human identity began to grow. The digital revolution transformed everyday life. Computers shrank from massive machines to pocket-sized devices. The internet connected billions of people, allowing knowledge to travel instantly. Communication became faster, more global, more accessible. Entire cultures interacted in real time. Ideas spread at lightning speed. Technology changed how we work, learn, communicate, and even think. Yet ancient struggles remain: division, inequality, fear, conflict. Technology cannot erase human emotion. It cannot eliminate ambition or rivalry. But it can amplify voices, spread awareness, and connect people who once lived worlds apart. Humanity, despite all its flaws, has an extraordinary ability to endure, evolve, and improve. We survived ice ages, pandemics, and wars. We built civilizations from sand and stone. We crossed oceans, explored space, developed medicine, and created art that touches the soul. We turned our curiosity into tools, our imagination into innovation, and our dreams into reality. The story of humanity is the story of resilience. A species that refuses to give up. A species that learns, grows, builds, and rebuilds. A species capable of both destruction and compassion, yet always striving toward a better future. Our journey continues. Every decision we make, every discovery we pursue, every challenge we face becomes part of this vast narrative. The future is unwritten, filled with uncertainty, but also with limitless possibility. And just like the first spark of life billions of years ago, humanity continues to push forward, shaped by our past, driven by our present, and inspired by the hope of what we can become. But the story of humanity does not end with modern technology or global connection. In fact, it enters a new chapter, one that is more unpredictable, more challenging, and more defining than anything that came before. The world we now live in is shaped by choices made across thousands of years, yet the choices we make today will echo even farther into the future. Humans stand at a crossroads between creation and destruction, unity and division, progress and regression. For the first time, our tools are powerful enough to shape not just our world, but worlds beyond Earth. Yet these same tools can also deepen the cracks already present within society. Technology has made information abundant, but truth harder to find. It has made communication easy, but understanding more complex. It has made the world smaller, yet sometimes the distance between people feels greater than ever. As nations grow more connected, they also grow more interdependent. Our economies, our technologies, our cultures, everything moves across borders faster than laws or traditions can keep up. The challenges we face, climate change, inequality, political conflict, global health, and resource scarcity, cannot be solved by one nation alone. Humanity is slowly realizing that survival in the future will depend on cooperation, not competition. But cooperation is never easy. It requires trust, empathy, and shared purpose, qualities we continue to develop, sometimes painfully, sometimes triumphantly. Yet even with these challenges, humanity shows a remarkable ability to adapt. Each generation is shaped by new experiences, new struggles, and new knowledge. Young people inherit a world filled with problems, but also filled with possibilities. Their creativity, their innovation, their willingness to question old systems will define what comes next. They are not just inheriting the story of humanity, they are rewriting it. Science continues to push boundaries. We explore the depths of the oceans, discovering creatures and ecosystems hidden from the world for millions of years. We explore the vastness of space, landing probes on distant planets, searching for signs of life beyond Earth. Telescopes peer into the oldest light in the universe, unraveling mysteries that once seemed divine. Human curiosity has no limit, and neither does our quest to understand the unknown. Medicine advances at a breathtaking pace. Diseases once considered fatal can now be treated or even prevented. Genetic research offers cures that previous generations never dreamed possible. Robots assist in surgeries with perfect precision. Artificial intelligence analyzes patterns that humans cannot see. We are living in an age where science fiction becomes science reality. But with every breakthrough comes responsibility. The power to heal can become the power to harm. The ability to create can become the ability to destroy. Humanity must learn to balance wisdom with ambition, ethics with innovation. Our future will not be determined by technology alone. It will be determined by how we use it. New cultures rise, shaped by the blending of traditions and modernity. Music, art, literature, and entertainment spread across the world instantly. A story written in one country can inspire millions in another. A scientific discovery made in one laboratory can save lives on the other side of the planet. Humanity is more connected than ever, and in this connection lies our greatest opportunity. For when we learn from each other, when we share knowledge, when we listen instead of divide, we grow stronger together. Still, there is a deeper truth woven through humanity's story. We are fragile. Our planet is fragile. The environment that has sustained us for thousands of years now shows signs of strain. Forests shrink, oceans warm, species disappear. The climate shifts in ways no civilization has ever experienced. These warnings remind us that humanity is not separate from nature, we are part of it. And our future depends on restoring balance. But history shows that humans are at their best when facing the impossible. We have rebuilt after floods, earthquakes, droughts, pandemics, and war. We have crossed deserts, climbed mountains, sailed across oceans, and flown across the sky. We have risen from disaster time after time. And now, in the face of environmental crisis, humanity begins to innovate again, developing cleaner energy, protecting endangered species, restoring ecosystems, and rethinking the way we live on our planet. The future is not a fixed path but an open horizon. Some believe it will be a golden age of exploration, where humans live on other planets and travel the stars. Others believe the future will be shaped by digital worlds, artificial intelligence, and technologies that transform what it means to be human. And some believe the future lies in rediscovering ancient wisdom, balance, simplicity, and respect for the natural world. Perhaps the real future is a combination of all three. But regardless of what comes, one truth remains. Humanity's story is far from finished. Every life, every generation, every decision becomes a new chapter. We are the storytellers now. We decide whether the future is built on fear or hope, destruction or creation, division or unity. And maybe, one day, far into the future, someone will look back at this moment, today, and see it as a turning point. A moment when humanity realized that its greatest strength was not technology, not civilization, not power, but resilience, compassion, and the ability to dream of a better world, even when the path forward is uncertain. The spark of life that began in the chaos of Earth's earliest days has now become a flame carried by billions of people across the planet. A flame that refuses to be extinguished. A flame that grows brighter every time we choose understanding over conflict, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over fear. And so, the story continues, written by all of us, shaped by all of us, and carried into the future by the endless, unstoppable spirit of humanity.